Hi everyone. Today I'm actually going to come to you from a really unusual location, that is my car, because I am traveling to Mumbai on work and I did not want to miss out on this video log. So today I'm going to talk to you about a really interesting concept called as categorical thinking. And I'm going to talk to you about the three pitfalls that it represents and that it forces us into. And please, for more, there is as usual, there is a blog link with this topic as well, which I hope you really enjoy. So let's talk about categorical thinking. What does it mean? It starts really early, right? So when you're talking to a 1.5-year-old and you show him a scarlet rose, he blurts out, he says red. Did you know that, in adults and in small children, the way we perceive color is extremely different, right? So, children, especially those under 5, see purer colors than we do as adults. And our perception of colors is actually shaped by the language we speak. For instance, if you're in Greece and you're a native Greek speaker, then you would have a very different name for a dark blue color versus a light blue color. And typically in a language like English, we just have blue, or we may have other colors, but we more commonly use blue in English. Therefore, if a Greek person lives in the UK for a really long time, then he or she is sometimes prone to actually not be able to differentiate clearly between the lighter shades of blue and darker shades of blue. This is not me saying, this is research saying as well. And what does this mean, right? So we have categorized colors into this simple to say things like blue, red, yellow, primary colors, secondary colors, and so on. But our understanding of that category is not always accurate. When a child says that a rose is scarlet, when a child says that the rose is red, it's actually scarlet or some other color maybe. Don't be so sure about the kind of categorization that we do. So categorical thinking, don't get me wrong, it's extremely important to learn. If a child doesn't categorize the colors, he's not going to learn colors, or he doesn't categorize words, actions like I want this or I need this, he's not going to be able to do much with his communication skills. That's how we memorize as well, is it makes it easy to break down things into different buckets, and then we're able to recollect them faster. But let's look at some pitfalls, right? Number one is called as the amplification error. What is an amplification error? Imagine that you have a person in a performance appraisal, and imagine that you have this average brand, below average, and then you've got above average. If you compare somebody that is at the bottom of the pile in the average bucket with somebody that is in the top of the pile in the below average bucket, you are likely not to find a huge difference within their actual performance. So using this amplification error, which is implicit with categorical thinking, you tend to minimize the similarities but amplify the differences, right? So in this case, the result is that you have pushed somebody or rather bent somebody to fit the curve rather than bending the curve to actually fit the real situation of the people on the ground. So it has an impact, something to think about. The second thing is regarding the missing out on the unknown, right? So that's the second error. When you have certain defined categories of information, so in 1980s, when Challenger spacecraft or space shuttle was launched by NASA, 73 seconds into its flight, it exploded, and such a tragic accident was linked back to a seal, a rubber-based seal that kind of puts the booster stages of this rocket together. And apparently, some engineers actually suggested that this could be a problem, but NASA was so used to assimilating and dealing with feedback that was very quantitative. So they literally had two categories of feedback, right? So you've got quantitative feedback, and then you've got qualitative, not instinct, right? So somebody working on a process for many years hones this skill and then develops these instincts. they did not have a process to deal with that. So this was an unknown category of feedback, which they did not take into account, and the result was such a disaster for the space shuttle program. So this error is about, because of categorical thinking, you're sometimes not aware that there could exist new categories of information and you would not take into account. This might cause you to discriminate as well. This is particularly relevant in the data space or in machine learning space, where sometimes due to data imbalance, you might be able to actually predict very well, but you might ignore a certain section of society, certain gender, certain section of people from your predictions, and which can have societal effects if the prediction is really important. So this is this error of ignoring unknown categories. And the third one is about innovation, right? So when Kodak was dealing with films and cameras, it was only familiar with one type of technology, which is physical photography. And funnily enough, an engineer working in Kodak developed a digital camera, but they dismissed it as sort of an internal threat. And Fujifilm came in, and other competitors came in, and by the time Kodak understood, it was too late. So there was a presence of a new category in photography or in that business, which would have been extremely profitable and something that in the hindsight makes a truckload of sense, but Kodak did not see it coming. So innovation can be stifled because of categorical thinking. If you're in a role titles is another area that I talk about in the article, where if you're in a role, let's say you're a business analyst, does that mean that you can't do work on product, or does that mean that you cannot participate in engineering decisions? Probably in most organizations, you would be limited from doing that by just the virtue of touch points that you have with different teams. But if you really want to break through into a different category or a new category, you just need to expand the horizons of your thinking, and what I call as wide spectrum thinking or spectral thinking, where you move out of the category. You first mindfully understand that there is a category here, and that I'm boxed into this category of a job title, and then you network with maybe product managers, and then maybe unpack a really complex feature, work on it on a few days. Maybe you can actually break into a new category. So this is a really powerful mental model, and that is all I wanted to share with you. There is more in my article. Please do check it out. Thanks again, and enjoy your weekend. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.